best work can kind of happen when you put more of your ideas and more of the time into thinking through the execution up front. You can always come back and iterate on things after the fact at the 11th hour. But if you don't have that strategic thinking together at the beginning, it becomes more difficult to work through both the actual work and the strategy side of it at the end. So when I say front load, what I'm talking about is making sure up front, like you have all the information you need, you're kind of doing these brainstorm sessions, you're giving yourself a little more time to just think through how you're going to do things before you even put any sort of pen to paper and start working through the actual work, because it gives you the ability to think through, all right, if I maybe go this way, what sorts of difficulties am I going to have to confront in the actual work? And it allows you to create more of this mind map of how this is going before you have to actually then come in and iterate on it. The other side that I usually tend to get into is just more of trusting your gut. And this is kind of getting more into knowing when something can move this way into an unrealistic scope or timeline up front, or even if it's happening throughout the process. Usually you'll have some sort of understanding that it's going that way in the middle of it, just based on mannerisms or what people are saying or how they're communicating. If someone's maybe shooting you emails super late at night, or putting you on blast with multiple emails and needing things immediately, it's like you usually can get a feel for the fact that things are getting a little off track just based on how someone is messaging you and what they're needing. And I think as you get into a lot of these projects more, you can better understand how to trust that gut reaction that you have and how to react to it a little faster. And I think that's an interesting piece of how this can work, because if it takes you a while between that first hit of, okay, I feel like something's maybe going wrong, but I really need the money and I should just kind of, see how it goes. If you let that kind of thought process go too long, by the time you get to something like we mentioned before with having to do all this stuff at the 11th hour, it's already too late for you to try and compensate and keep things more on track. If you have that first thought of, this is feeling like it's maybe going a little weird, trusting your gut and starting to write down ideas about, all right, what does it feel like is happening here and what are my avenues of response to it? It allows you to set up more kind of background steps, so that if it does continue to happen, you have a fallback of saying, all right, I've already thought through how this is going to move and I know how to react to it if it continues to go that way. And based on that, a lot of the way that you can react is just over promising or under promising and over delivering. And I've seen this a lot of times in projects where, in order to win the work, you're maybe trying to express that you can do certain things, and then when the client comes in, they have this incredibly high bar set, and there's just no way that you're going to meet that up front. And so the relationship starts to go downhill from there, because they need things faster. You're maybe not hitting timelines or not hitting